Every dark cloud has a silver lining, and we like to think of ourselves somewhat as optimists. Would you say, Reese?
I'd say so. I think that's fair.
And that's sort of what tonight's show is about. Ladies and gentlemen, the night show starts now. Hey, have you met this guy here?
Oh, yeah, he's a cool guy, man. He
Maybe
slash she is a cool guy.
Person. That's a cool person right there. Watching our little program.
Or cool people.
Oh, yeah, maybe there's a lot of people gathered around a computer.
In which case, go get on your own computer and feed us views.
Yeah. Either way, welcome to the program. Now, as I stated earlier in our little prologue, at least Reese here is definitely the optimist of the group. And we like to think that no matter how dark things can be, a little bit of encouragement goes a long way. So, tonight we're going to take a look at some news stories that by the time you see this are probably going to kind of be old news. You may have heard of some of these, but they're still fairly recent.
New to us.
New to us, yeah. And what we're going to do is I'm going to provide the news story, and Reese is going to provide the bright side of the story.
Oh boy, this can't go wrong.
It's an exercise in optimism.
I'm optimistic.
Let's hope. I hope you're optimistic about how this episode's going to go then.
Yeah.
So now with that, let's take a look at what's going on in the news. And just so you know, I am going to be using my phone to read these. And a lot of these I haven't completely went into in depth, but I'm going to try to sum them up.
He'll be optimistic about it.
Yeah, a lot of optimism going on in this episode. A man allegedly pulls an axe during an argument over Doritos. Let's take a look at this story. An argument over corn chips escalated to the point where one man allegedly threatened another with an axe. Northern Territory police say. Let's see here. This happened in a place called Darwin. I don't know where that is, but I think it's funny that the name...
Survival of the fittest.
That's right. And let's see here. So the argument escalated and some transit safety officers nearby attended and attempted to break things up. And one of the men pulled a stick and threatened the other, and eventually the argument escalated to the point where one guy ends up pulling an axe and threatening his buddy over some Doritos that he refused to share. Reese, what's the bright side of this story?
At least they can easily half the Doritos.
Using the axe. I get you. I'd say, in my opinion, the bright side is that I feel like the man didn't have to share his Doritos.
Yeah, that's true.
A Long Island man is severely burned by an exploding iPhone in his pocket. So, and I don't know, really the headline kind of sums this one up pretty well. A Long Island man said he suffered a football-sized third-degree burn when his iPhone exploded in his pocket while he was on his way to a funeral. Reese, do you want to try to take the bright... What's happened? But, so the guy's iPhone exploded. He got some pretty bad burns. On the bright side...
On the bright side, at least he wasn't talking on it at the time.
Yeah. I would say on the bright side, I got an Android and don't have to worry about that shit.
Oh!
On the bright side, he didn't have to go to the funeral.
That's good.
Funerals do suck.
They do suck.
A 79-year-old is arrested for shooting her nephew in the foot over $20. This is a good little southern story. A 79-year-old woman was arrested on Sunday morning after this happened in Mobile, Alabama, after police say she shot her nephew in the foot over an argument about $20. Around 9:30 a.m., officers responded. There's her address. I'm not going to say that. The victim stated that the suspect, his 79-year-old great aunt, and I'm not going to say their name there, shot him once in the foot following an argument over money, which ended up being $20. On the bright side, Reese?
At least she's not going to have to spend that long in jail.
Yeah, there's that. Just move on to the next.
Wow.
Giant owl attacks Dutch residents.
Who?
Residents in a Dutch town have been warned, and it doesn't really say where though, have been warned to arm themselves with an umbrella before going out at night after several attacks. Violent attacks have been reported by a rogue owl. But on the bright side...
At least there's not two owls.
Oh, yeah.
At least it's not around here.
Yeah, that's definitely a bright side.
I don't know how to deal with a rogue owl.
I don't think anybody does.
A bat, maybe?
Well, they're telling them an umbrella, so get out of here.
Get out of here,
Get out of here. Go get. Policemen perform an exorcism on a drunk suspect before arresting him. A policeman was called to arrest a drunk man who has been abusing people on the street, and he stunned onlookers when he began to perform an exorcism on the suspect prior to arresting him. Reese, on the bright side...
I'm sorry, I'm still baffled over this
Wait.
news story. On the bright side, at least there was an arrest. I mean...
I'd say on the bright side, at least the devil got cast out. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's...
I'm at a loss on this one.
Who was the one that was performing the exorcism?
The
The
police
cops.
officer.
The
police.
cop performed the
Yeah.
exorcism.
Yeah.
Supernatural.
What's the-
I'm going to keep dropping hints about supernatural so we don't forget.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least the devil didn't have to go to jail.
You know what? I'm just going to skip that one. There you go. We're going to leave it in the edit, but we're just going to move on. I don't know either. All right, last story. Which brings us full circle to our last story. A judge backs a ruling that the ex-wife of a millionaire racehorse surgeon has no right to be supported for life. And that's a good thing. So a top judge has backed a ruling which told the ex-wife of a millionaire racehorse surgeon to get a job because she had no right to be supported for life by her former husband. And basically, the lady wanted the equivalent of $1 million per year in alimony. And the judge was like, yeah, your ass needs to get a job. On the bright side...
That sounds pretty bright.
I guess, on the bright side, I would have to say some rich bitch has been put in her place. And you know how much I love to see that happen to these fucking arrogant, rich, gold-digging bitches who've never had to worry about who've never been a day their whole life without at least a few thousand in their pocket.
Yeah.
Character building.
Character building.
Character building.
Get a job, you bitch. I hope that's what he said. Bitch, get a job. I'd like to think that. So anyway, I'm going to get a sip of my water here. I'm a little shaky. I had a lot of coffee right before we filmed this episode. Now I'm a little shaky.
Well,
So anyway, we're going to be providing you with links to the full stories of everything we've talked about here in the description. Feel free to check that out. And also, before we go, there's one more thing I want to say. If you're out there watching right now, is there something that you want to see us talk about on our little program here?
Supernatural doesn't count. We're not to that yet.
Right, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
But let us know in the comment section or by sending us a message on Facebook. And don't forget to go like our Facebook page. We are almost to 100 likes, which is a milestone there.
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
Yeah, so check that out. And be supportive of our program because we're building, I hate to say we're building a religion, but we're definitely building something here.
We're building it bigger.
Thank you for liking and sharing this video. And don't forget to subscribe because we'll be back on Monday with some all-new episodes. Until then, on behalf of my good homie Reese, I'm Dustin BURCHAM. Thank you for watching The Night Show. Good night, everybody.